Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me video using everything from the new Urban Decay Naked Cherry collection. They sent everything in this cute little cherry, well it's not really little, this huge cherry. Like they had everything packaged so cute in here. I just thought this was like the cutest PR packaging ever. I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette today to do my eyeshadow. The lipsticks, I'm going to do swatches and show you guys what lipstick color I have on and their little blush and highlight palette. I did a video comparing these two and letting you know if I think that they are dupes or not. Like I compare all the swatches together. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it down below. But today, like I said, I wanted to use all of this stuff in a get ready with me, and I wanted to show you the look that I have been wearing like on an everyday basis with this palette. First, I'm just gonna prime my eyes with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. Good catch. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna zoom you all in and start applying the eyeshadow. And if you're wondering about my nail polish, it's by the brand DND and it's in the color Loving Walnut. So I'm just blending Caution in the crease with my Sigma E40 blending brush. And please ignore my eyebrow hairs. I'm going tomorrow to get my eyebrows waxed. So we'll just pretend like those are not there. So I'm just using windshield wiper motions and little circular motions to blend that into the crease. And that shade doesn't really show up too much. It's pretty close to my skin tone, but I do like to put this in the crease just to add a little bit of warmth and kind of like a natural color, since the other shades, you know, are like a burgundy berry sort of colors. Okay, next I'm going in with this shade called Feels right here. And I'm just blending that into the crease with my Morphe M433 brush. And I'm just kind of applying that in the same area as Caution. And I'm also blending it here in the outer V a little bit. This is a really pretty transition color for this palette. I really like it. I kind of wish that Caution was a little darker for a transition color, because since it is so light, it's more of just like a shadow that you would use to like set your eyeshadow primer, or I don't know, it's just a really natural color that's probably gonna blend into most people's skin tones, or it's gonna look more like a highlight shade, especially if you have a medium to dark skin tone. Okay, then next I'm going in with this shade called Privacy, which is, whoops, I just dropped the little brush that comes in this palette, which is the shade here on the very end. And I'm just gonna place this shade here on the last part of my eye with my Wet n Wild small concealer brush. And this is a matte, dark, warm brown color. It pairs really nice with the other shades in the palette. And I do really like the mattes in this palette. They blend really well and they are really pigmented. They do have a little bit of kick up like in the pan, but I don't really get that much fallout on my face as long as I tap my makeup brushes off. Okay, I'll probably go back and deepen that up a little bit here in a second, but I'm gonna get some more of that Privacy color on my E25 blending brush by Sigma. You could also just use that Morphe M433 brush, because that is a dupe to the Sigma E25, but I just wanted to use a different brush because I'm gonna go back in with that transition color to blend some more, and I didn't want to get this dark color on that brush. So I'm just using little circular motions to blend that into the outer V. And I'm just taking it into the crease just slightly. I'm not really taking it past where I put the dark color, that Privacy shade, on the lid. And sometimes I'll just look straight on in my mirror and almost like stamp this color exactly where I want it. And this shade really isn't as dark as you think it would be. Like in some ways, I almost wish they would have had an even darker brown color in this palette. But I'm just going in and just building it up to the intensity that I want and just blending it, like I said, here in the outer V. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade called Turn On, which is this color here. And I'm just applying this shade on the front part of my lid. Now this shade, it is pigmented, but for some reason it is a lot more like metallic and intense whenever you use a makeup setting spray with this color. So that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I did go ahead and apply some to my eyelid, but I got some of it here on my Sigma concealer brush, and I'm just gonna mist it with my MAC Fix Plus. As you can see, it just intensifies it with that makeup setting spray, which is the way that I like to use it. And then I'm just blending it in with that dark shade over here. And I'm just gonna do that same thing to the other eye. Now, I mean, you can do some more intense and brighter looks with this palette, like using Bing and Devilish and Young Love, because those are really like intense, they're a little bit more bright than obviously the colors I'm using. This is more of like an everyday look that you could do with this palette. Like, I've worn this eyeshadow look to work so many times, and I think it is a really beautiful, like, everyday fall makeup look. Okay, so now I do want this outer V to be slightly a little darker, so I'm just gonna go back in with some more Privacy, and I put that on my Sigma E25 blending, and I'm just gonna intensify this a little more, just tapping it here on the lid and blending it in the outer V. That is the one thing about this shade. I really feel like you have to build it up to get it to the intensity that you want. But for a darker shade, that is good, because sometimes, you know, with darker shades, if they are too pigmented, you just go in and then it puts like a whole bunch of color down, and then you're trying to blend it out and it's so hard to blend out. So it's better that this shade is more buildable, just because you can apply a light hand with it and make it, you know, more wearable, or you can go in with several different, you know, layers of it to make it darker and more intense, like I'm doing today. I'm gonna comb through my eyebrows real quick, and I will clean up under here. I mean, I have had some fallout, but it's not too bad, considering I feel like how like powdery some of the mattes can be in the pan, like kick up wise, but they are really pigmented and they blend out really well, just like any other Urban Decay palette that I own. So I'm gonna go in with some of Hot Spot, and I'm going to use a little bit of that as my brow bone highlight. Which maybe I shouldn't highlight my brow bone right now since I have a ton of stray hairs that I need to get waxed out. And I'm going to go in with just the littlest amount of Juicy. And I'm going to put that at the top of my crease just to warm it up and to give it something, like something more, like a little bit more depth. Next, I'm going to clean this up, and I know I used to use makeup remover wipes to clean up underneath my eyes, but I cannot do that anymore because it like dries my under eyes out so bad, like it irritates them really bad. So what I've been doing is I've just been getting like whatever lotion I'm going to use on my face on a Q-tip and just cleaning up underneath it here like that. So now I'm just going to go ahead and do my foundation and everything, and then I'll come back and finish out the eyes. For my inner corner highlight, I'm actually going to use the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit in the highlight shade in here. This is just my favorite highlight shade, and I'm just going to apply that in the inner corners. I just love this color. It just brightens up my eyes whenever I use this as an inner corner highlight. It's my favorite inner corner highlight. I'm going to take just a little bit of that and use it as a brow bone highlight over top of that shade that I use out of the Cherry palette on top of Hot Spot. Whenever I've been wearing this look to work, I've been using this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlighter as my waterline, like, highlighting product, like, to make my eyes look more open and awake. I've really been enjoying this, like, using this on the waterline. And I saw Emily Noel use it like that, and I just really liked the way it made her eyes look really open and awake. So I've been using it for that, and I've been loving it. With the with the Urban Decay Naked Cherry collection, it came with the 24/7 Glide-On Eye Pencil in Love Drug and Black Market, which these pair so nice with this eyeshadow palette, but I haven't been using them with this look, but they are really nice pencil eyeliners. I love both of these colors, and I love the 24/7 Glide-On pencils. Like, this color in Love Drug is so pretty, and I don't know if these were already in their permanent collection or not, but I love this color. With Black Market, it's not like a jet black, it's more of like an off black color, which is nice if you want something that's not quite as harsh, especially for your waterline and everything. So yeah, I really like that color in Love Drug, and I have used these and I think they are really nice. Let me go ahead and finish out the eyes, and for my liquid liner, I'm just going to use my Physicians Formula Eye Booster pen in Ultra Black, but you could use one of these pencil liners if you wanted to. You could use a brown liquid liner. You could just like skip on the liner, so whatever you want to do, but this is just what I have been doing. I'm just going to use some of these red cherry lashes, and this is in the style Stevie, and I think they're like number 43 or something like that. I'll link them down below for you guys. So I'm going to wear these. And then for my mascara, I'm just going to go in with a couple of coats of this CoverGirl Flourish by Lash Blast. I want to use the color in Cherry. Like, this is my favorite lipstick from this collection. I'll swatch the others so you can see them, but the other ones have like a lot of glitter in them, and I do like the way that they look when they're on the lips, like they look really pretty, but whenever they start to wear off, they leave little bits of glitter behind, and I'm not a fan of that. So I probably won't get too much use out of these other two colors. So that's Cherry right here. Like, isn't that like the perfect wine lipstick color for fall? It's just so beautiful, and this is the typical lipstick that I go for in the fall time. But this color here, I don't know if you can see the glitters in it, but this is in the shade Juicy, and it is a really pretty nude color, like a nudie pink, but I just don't like the glitters because whenever it, you know, wears off, it just leaves a bunch of glitters behind. And then this is in the color Devilish, which is a really pretty pink, but once again, this also has a bunch of glitters and does the same sort of thing. I'm not saying I would never wear these, but especially like to work or something like that, I probably wouldn't wear them then because it would leave, you know, little glitters, and I'm just not a fan of that. I do really like the packaging on these. I think it is so cute with the cherry and everything, and it says Urban Decay on it. This is the perfect lip liner for dark lipsticks for the fall. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Lip Liner in Plum Partner. So I'm just gonna line my lips with this first, and then I'm gonna go in with Cherry. I'm gonna put a cherry on top. But like this color, I just can't get over it. It's so beautiful. Like, I wish that they would have done like a mauve nude that was just a cream in this collection instead of two of those metallic-y colors. Like, I would have been okay, sorry about that. I would have been okay with just like one metallic, like maybe like the Devilish color, but this would have been so much prettier if it would have been like a cream nude. At least in my opinion. I do find that this lipstick is really long wearing and moisturizing, and it doesn't bleed out. So I think it is worth the splurge on this, especially if you like that type of color for fall. I think this might be a little bit more purple than some of my other plums that I have. Like some of my other plum lipstick colors are, or lipsticks or whatever, are a little bit more on the red side. So for instance, that's cherry right there, and this is my Maybelline lipstick in Plum Perfect. So as you can see, the Plum Perfect is a little bit more red, where this has a little bit more of purple undertone in it. Okay, so this is Black Cherry. That's, or not cherry. This is Black Orchid, and that is cherry. So I mean, this is still like a little bit more red or a little lighter. I'm trying to think if I had any other. I have Divine Wine from Maybelline, which is a matte, which I know that this is gonna be more, this is actually a little closer. Well, no, I take that back. It's still a red tone. This is more of like a purple undertone. So out of the plum lipsticks that I do own in my collection, this is definitely the most like purplish plum color that I have. So I'm really happy that I got that lipstick. And I'm gonna bronze. I have a bunch of stuff stacked over here for another video that I'm gonna film, and it's kind of in the way. I'm just gonna use my L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. And I think I would have actually enjoyed this palette a little better if there would have been a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. And, you know, if the bronzer could have been a color that I could wear. Because one of the highlight shades, I'll show it to you in a second, it has some glitter in it, which isn't bad. Like, it would look really pretty on somebody that's younger and doesn't have a lot of texture on their skin and doesn't mind like glitter on the face. Like, it is pretty, but it's just not a highlight shade that I would really use because of the glitter. And I'm just using my Morphe R2 brush. This is what the packaging looks like on this little palette. It's really pretty and cute. Like, I love the design of this. And then these are the shades in here. So you have two highlighting shades and a blush, which I love this blush color. It's so pretty, and it pairs really nice with the Naked Cherry palette. So the white one, it has like a pink kind of shift to it, but it also has some glitter. Like, kind of chunky glitter, but I feel like the more I swatch this, the more those kind of disappear. So maybe it was just kind of like a glitter like spray on top of it, because now with that swatch I don't really see those chunky pink glitters in there as much, and it is like a white shift to pink color. So it is really pretty. Maybe I'll try that shade again today to see if maybe I like it better. And then the other highlight in here, I really like this one. I tend to use this one the most because it doesn't have any type of glitter in it. It looks more intense there on the hand than it does on the face. Like, it looks more of a natural highlight on the face, and I don't find that it shows texture at all on the skin. So that's really good. This probably isn't the best swatch of it, but it's right here. Maybe I should swatch it down the side of my hand or down here where my hand's not as bony. But this is definitely a really pretty cherry shade, and it kind of gives you, that really flushed look, like you've been outside and it's cold and you come inside. It just gives you a really pretty natural flush look. So I do love those colors in that palette. It's best if you kind of go like this to knock some of that blush color off, because it is very intense. So it is a really pretty blush that would work on many different skin tones. Would definitely show up on a deeper skin tone for sure. And then let's see, for the highlight, I'm gonna use this iridescent white pink. Okay, yeah, I do like this better now. I think that's what it was. It just had like a glitter overspray, like they sprayed like a glitter kind of top on that to make it, you know, look pretty. but it's so much better without that. But yeah, it definitely has a really red pink undertone to it. So this is more of like a blush topper for me. Like it definitely doesn't come off white at all, but that would be so pretty on somebody with a medium to dark skin tone. That as a highlight. I might actually mix it with a little bit of the other highlight that's on the other side, the one that's more of the nude color, to make it a little bit more wearable for me. That pink. Because it's almost like a little too red. But it is a beautiful palette. Like I love those two highlights. Okay, and then the last thing in this collection is their all-nighter cherry scented setting spray. And I actually really like the way this smells. I don't find for me that it smells like cherry really. It smells more like, I don't know, it reminds me of Christmas. I guess maybe it has a light cherry scent to it or something, but it smells really good. Like I like it. Yeah, it just reminds me of Christmas every time I smell this. I swear, I think my mom must have had a candle or something that smelled like that, because it just reminds me of Christmas time so much whenever I smell that spray. And since it is really lightly scented, like, you know, once that dries on the skin, I don't notice, you know, I don't smell that throughout the day. But even if I did, it's a really nice scent. Like I don't think that would be offensive to anybody. And I don't find it to be irritating on my skin or anything, because you guys know I have sensitive skin and that has not irritated me at all. And isn't the packaging on this so pretty? Like I just love the packaging on all of this stuff. I mean, the palette is just gorgeous. Like it has, it's just like a metallic sort of look, and it has like this plastic, I don't know, like it's like 3D sort of. I don't know how to explain it, but I do feel like this collection is really pretty and definitely fall appropriate. So if you have been thinking about getting this collection, especially if you don't have these colors in your collection, or if you just like to collect Urban Decay Naked palettes, this is a really good one. I really like it. I hope that you guys did enjoy this chatty get ready with me using all of this stuff from the collection. I know I didn't really use the eyeliners, but hopefully that wasn't a big deal. So yeah, if you do enjoy these types of videos, please give this a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I will see you all in my next one, and I hope that you guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.